This lesson is about implicit differentiation. First, let's talk about explicit and implicit functions. Pag sinabing explicit function, ganito yung itsura niya. For example, ang variables natin is x and y, and we can find that y is equal to some function of x. Example ng mga explicit functions, that would be y is equal to, let's say, 3x squared minus cosine of x. So, pag explicit, hiwala yung variable ng y at saka yung x. Yung y nasa isang side lang, lahat ng may x nasa kabilang side. Okay. Now, pag implicit function naman, ang form niya is a function in x and y is equal to 0. Or, in other words, we can have an example. For example, 3x squared plus cosine of xy, let's say ganyan, minus 4xy equal to 0. These are the functions na yung x and y mo ay hindi magkahiwalay o hindi mo sila mapaghiwalay into a form na nasa isang side lang yung y at nasa kabilang side yung x. For example, ito, di ba? Yung cosine may xy sa loob and then yung 4xy magkasama sila. So, explicit, implicit, nakadepende kung pwede mong paghiwalayin ng magkaibang sides yung y at saka yung x variables mo. So, paano mag-differentiate ng mga ganitong klaseng functions? Okay, so let's have some examples. So, example number 1, find the derivative of 3x squared plus y cubed is equal to 62xy with respect to x. So, as you can see, this is an implicit function. Pag nilipat mo yung 62xy sa kabila, nagiging yung form na natin na a function in xy is equal to 0. Now, para mag-derivative ng implicit functions, ang gagawin mo lang is i-derivative mo isa-isa ng terms with respect to x. And remember, y is a function of x. So, you need to remember y is a function of x dito sa ating example na to. So, mga examples sa sasagutan natin. Okay? So, first, 3x squared. Ano ba ang derivative niyan with respect to x? That would be 3 times yung exponent na 2 times x, and then yung exponent minus 1, that would be x raised to 1. Plus, now, ano ang derivative ng y cubed with respect to x? Since yung y natin is a function of x, gagamitan natin to ng chain rule. So, in other words, we will have 3 and then 3 kasi yun yung exponent ng y, and then we have y, then yung exponent niya minus 1 squared, and since a-applyan natin ang chain rule, huwag kakalimutan yung derivative ng y. So, ilalagay natin y prime. So, 3y squared y prime. And all of this is equal to sa derivative ng 62xy. So, ilalagay ko muna yung 62 because that is a constant. Labas natin siya. So, ano ang derivative ng xy? X at saka y. So, this is a product between two variables, x and y. So, gagamitan natin ng product rule. So, copy the first term, x, and then derivative ng second term. Ang derivative ng y would be y prime or derivative ng y. Plus, copy the second term, y, derivative ng x would be 1. Okay, so now we simplify. This would be 6x. So, hindi yun prime, no? This is raised to 1. So, burahin ko na lang. 6x plus 3y squared y prime is equal to 62xy prime plus y. Next step is pagsasama-samahin ko lahat ng terms na merong y prime sa isang side tapos lahat ng wala sa kabila. So, ililipat ko yung 62xy prime dito at yung 6x lilipat ko sa kanan. So, magiging 6, let's see. Unahin natin yung may iwan yung 3y squared y prime dito minus 62xy prime is equal to y minus 6x. Okay, now factoring out y prime, we get 3y squared minus 62x y prime is equal to y minus 6x. And now, we can get yung derivative ng y with respect to x, yung y prime, that would be y prime is equal to y minus 6x all over 3y squared minus 62x. So, this is our answer, and this is now the derivative of the function 3x squared plus y cubed is equal to 62xy. Okay, example number 2 naman. Find y prime by implicit differentiation. We have sine of x plus y is equal to y squared cosine of x. So, let me move this functions, this text, move natin para magka-space tayo sa gilid. Okay. So, first, if you look at this, di ba? Yung x and y ko is nasa loob ng trigonometric function Tapos, magkasama rin yung y at x dito. Pwede ko bang paghiwalayin yung y? Sa unang tingin, maybe mahirap yun gawin. So, gagawin natin. Let's do some implicit differentiation. So, first, ano ba ang derivative ng sine function? That would be cosine. So, we will have cosine of x plus y, and then don't forget, this would be multiplied sa derivative nung nasa loob. Ang derivative nito would be 1 plus derivative ng y is y prime. Okay. Is equal to, this is y squared and cosine x. So, I can do a product rule here. So, product rule, that would be y squared times derivative ng cosine is negative sine x plus, copy mo yung cosine, and then times yung derivative ng y squared. So, that would be 2y y prime. Okay? So, bakit 2y y prime? Kasi iti-chain rule mo to. Again, y is a function of x. So, 2y and then derivative ng y. So, ayan. Ang gagawin ko is I will distribute and then pagsasama-samahin ko lahat ng may y prime. So, let me distribute this. This would be cosine of x plus y plus y prime cosine of x plus y is equal to, this is negative y squared sine of x plus 2y y prime cosine of x. Pagsasama-samahin ko lahat ng may y prime sa isang side at lahat ng wala doon sa kabila. So, this becomes y prime cosine of x plus y minus 2y y prime cosine of x. Okay? Then, this would be equal to negative cosine of x plus y minus y squared sine x. Okay? Then, extract natin yung y prime. So, y prime times cosine of x plus y minus 2y cosine of x. Okay? Is equal doon sa value na to. Now, if you divide it by this value, you can now get yung y prime natin. So, isulat natin dito, negative cosine of x plus y minus y squared sine of x all over ito yung gamitin natin denominator, cosine of x plus y minus 2y cosine of. So, ito yung sagot natin, and we can actually remove yung mga negative sign sa taas by interchanging yung sa baba. So, you can also express this as, let's see, cosine of x plus y plus y squared sine of x divided by 2y cosine of x minus cosine of x plus y. Both answers are correct. So, either ito yung y prime or cancel mo yung negative to get yung isang form. Yan, implicit differentiation. For our next example, example number 3, we have find the line tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared equals 169 at the point 5, 12. So, ang hinahanap dito, tangent line. And remember, when we have tangent line sa isang function, ang application ng derivatives dito is that the first derivative is equal sa slope nung tangent line. Okay? First derivative is equal doon sa slope nung tangent line natin. So, yan yung magiging concept natin for example number 3. Okay? So, kunin natin ang first derivative nito by implicit differentiation. So, ito yung makuha natin. We have 2x plus 2y y prime is equal to 0, or in other words, y prime is equal to negative x over y. Okay? Ito na ang ating slope ng tangent line. Now, the tangent line is tangent dito sa circle na to at the point 5, 12. So, ibig sabihin, we can get the slope of the tangent line. Substitute mo lang yung 5 sa 12. So, this is negative 5 over 12. Ang equation ng isang line would be y is equal to mx plus b. So, in other words, y is equal to negative 5 over 12 x plus b. And alam natin na yung point na yun, yung y niya ay 12. So, we substitute it. Negative 12 equals negative 5 over 12x plus b. And therefore, b is equal to 149. Wait. Yung x din, substitute na rin natin. Kalimutan ko. So, this is times 5 plus b. Okay. So, ngayon, yung b natin, this would be 144 plus 25, 160 9 over 12 NP. So yung tangent line natin will have the equation y is equal to negative 5 over 12x plus 169 over 12, or kung gusto mo naka-general form, that would be general form natin yung line. So that would be 12y is equal to negative 5x plus 169, or 5x plus 12y is equal to 169. So either or, this would be the equation of our tangent line. Now, para ma-confirm kung tama yung sagot natin, of course, we can plot our answers. Now, I have already plot it here sa Desmos. So as you can see, ito ang ating equation of the circle. Ito yung point of tangency natin, 512. And ito yung equation natin for the tangent line. So kitang-kita naman, no? Ito yung circle, yung red, and yung point of tangency at ito yung tangent line. So confirm, tama yung sagot natin. Last example tayo para sa lesson na to. Example number 4. At what point in the first quadrant is the tangent line of x cubed plus y cubed is equal to xy horizontal? Now, ano ba ang ibig sabihin if a line is horizontal? Ibig sabihin lang yan, no? Yung slope natin would be equal to 0. Okay, so kuha tayo ng expression for the slope of this function. Again, we will use implicit differentiation para makuha yung slope, which is the first derivative. So by implicit differentiation, we have 3x squared. So derivative ng x cubed yon, plus 3y squared y prime is equal to, then ito yung product rule nito, that would be 8x y prime plus 8y. So by a product rule, ito yung derivative niya. Again, pagsama-samahin natin lahat ng may y prime sa isang side. So ang gagawin ko, lilipat ko dito yung mga walang y prime sa kaliwa. So 3x squared minus 8y is equal to, lipat ko naman dito lahat ng may y prime, 8x y prime minus 3y squared y prime. Extract yung y prime. So ito ay magiging 8x minus 3y squared y prime. And therefore, yung slope natin, yung y prime, alabas yan, equal yan sa 3x squared minus 8y divided by 8x minus 3y squared. Now, since yung slope mo ay equal sa 0, i-equate natin yung y prime sa 0. So, makukuha mo yung 3x squared minus 8y over 8x minus 3y squared is equal to 0. Siyempre, kapag in-cross multiply mo yung denominator, mawawala lang to pag tinimes mo sa 0. So, ang lalabas is yung expression na 3x squared minus 8y is equal to 0. Yun yung slope natin. Okay. Sulat natin yun dito. 3y squared minus 8x equal to 0. Let me check. 3x squared minus 8y. Baliktad pala ako. So, 3x squared minus 8y. Solving for y, pag sinolve mo yung y, that would be 3 over 8x squared. Now, we know that this function 3 is equal to 8x squared mas satisfy yung original function natin na x cubed plus y cubed is equal to 8xy. Kailangan satisfied niya pa rin tong function na to. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, kasi nga, tangent line siya. So, there is a point of intersection between them. So, para makakuha ng intersection between two functions, diba? Kailangan pwede mong i-substitute yung isa doon sa kabila. So, since ito yung y, nung nakuha natin, 3x squared, substitute natin siya dito. This would be x cubed plus, then we will have 3 over 8x squared cubed equal to 8x and 3/8x squared. Simplifying, we will get the following. 27 over 512 to x raised to 6. This is 3x cubed. Okay? Then, ilalagay ko sa isang side siguro lahat nung 3x cubed na to. So, this becomes, syempre may x cubed doon. So, magiging 2x cubed minus 27 over 512 x raised to 6 equals 0. To solve for x, kailangan natin kunin yung roots ng equation na to. So, nakikita ko, first is, I can factor out yung x cubed. So, let's try that. We have x cubed, 2 minus 27 over 512 x cubed equals 0. So, one factor tells us na x cube must be equal to 0 or itong nasa loob na to must be equal to 0. So, isa na yun, no? Isang root na is that x cube equals 0, therefore x equals 0. Okay? Kasi ganun yan, no? Since ito yung factors at equal yan sa 0, one of them must be equal to 0. So, ito yung obvious na isang root, no? X equals to 0. But anyway, let's look at this quantity. 2 minus 27 over 512x cubed is equal to 0. Okay? Or, di natin sabihin, 27 over 512x cubed is equal to 2. And now, we can solve for x cubed, which is 1024 over 27. At kukunin mo yung cube root nito. Yan. Cube root niyan. So, tatanggalin na natin yung x cubed. Negative, 1/3 lang. Cube root. 1/3. Yan. So, ito yung kunin nating x value, no? X na tayo. So, ang gagawin natin, substitute natin siya dito para makuha natin yung y. Okay? So, kunin natin yan dito. Sulat ko lang dito ulit sa isang page. So, yung x, that would be 1024 over 27, then cube root niya or raised to 1/3. So, sabi ko, yung y, alam natin that is 38x squared. Or, in other words, y is now 3 over 8 times 1024 over 27 raised to 2/3. So, ito na yung x at saka yung y, which is the point kung saan meron tayong horizontal tangent dito sa curve na to. To confirm that, punta tayo sa ating graphing application. So, we have x cubed plus y cubed is equal to 8xy. So, ito yung graph ng ating original function. Okay? And then, lagay natin yung point na xy na to. So, yung point xy would be 1024 over 27 raised to 1/3. And then, we have 8 times 1024 over 27. Tapos, naka-raised naman to sa 2/3. Sorry. This should be 3/8, hindi 1/3. Yan. So, ito yung point na yon. So, it's approximately 3.36, 4.233. And as you can see, makakagawa daw tayo ng horizontal na tangent dyan. Or in other words, y is equal doon sa y-axis na value. So, ayan, nakita nyo, it's a horizontal tangent at that point. So, confirm, tama yung sagot natin. Okay.
Like mo yung video kung ayos. Pag hindi, pag mo i-dislike, leave ka ng comment kung bakit, ha? Sige na, subscribe.